Taco Tuesday.
You're doing something with the Constitution. KC and I are doing something. A lot of things that we're not talking about with some amazing humans. But it isn't. We're not doing it for a post. We're not doing it for a follow. We're doing it because it needs to be done and it's time. And we have to lead the charge. Just like we were saying earlier, the world is waiting on the next Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or the next Malcolm X or the next Huey Newton. You're not going to get those. So why don't we come together and create the next? Why don't we create the next person together as a community?
Why don't we just become the next person? Because the thing is, if we have a million or thousands of Malcolm X's at once, then that's when we could really get heard. We all have what we call a following on Instagram or following on Twitter, but what are these people actually following? What are they following you for? Yes. We have influencers, but what is your influence? What is your change in the world? What are you doing with that influence? What are you influencing these people to do? Are you influencing them to think differently? Are you influencing them to grow? Are you influencing them to start businesses? Are you influencing them to love more? What is your influence? It can't just be butt shots and what you ate yesterday. We have to use this following to our advantage. And if we shift that mindset to something that's more productive, we already have the people. Now let's feed the people what they need, because right now our people have been starving for a very long time, so they're just taking any little bits and pieces they can. Our people have been eating scraps this whole time. They've been eating scraps and okay with it because that's all they know. We've been feeding them scraps. So if you feed them some actual substance, some actual meat that they can feel and chew on and actually grow from, then we'll get to that next level. So if we all do it at the same time, we all have a following. Let's use this following for what we could use it for, and use this influence for what we could use it for, and make some change actually happen.